Hey, look, y'all don't even understand. He's the one that started this load management crap.
It's the rings. That's not the question you asked me before. Well, this guy's easy to talk to. Your boys keep saying I keep cooking you every episode, so let's get back in the kitchen. I'm going to cook them up once again.
This is the problem with sports, period. It's the Billionaire Club.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of The Court is in Session with Ray.
Darry Disco.
We got some cool things in store for you today, as well as a nice guest to end the show. Big time New York City and NCAA legend. You'll have to stay and watch to see who it is.
Yes.
Good friend of Darry, too. Let's get the show underway. Darry's going to get cooked, crossed over, whatever you want to call it. Jason, what's the first segment?
First segment's going to be an overview of the NBA Finals.
That was like watching a horror movie.
Okay.
I'll let you go first.
You should, because the Knicks, we'll never be talking about the Knicks when it comes to this topic.
Yeah.
Like I had said previously,
Miami's going to win the series.
the better team is going to always win the longer the series goes.
The better offensive team.
No, the better team. Better team. Miami did what they could do. I mean, they championship was actually getting there. They were overmatched. I mean, it was like 10 guys playing to a stretch 7 limitation with Miami. And, Bam Adebayo played, he played well. But, you got Jokic, who's probably, to me, like, that guy's offensive skills are unmatched. And then you have all those little parts that the team, you got Bruce Brown and you got Gordon and all. So, I mean, it was inevitable that, they was going to beat them, So that's my take.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair take. Denver had a lot of firepower. I think Jokic, that one game where he had 4 assists, Miami shut him down for that one game. He kind of woke up and turned it up. I think, like you said, Bam was probably the only guy that consistently showed up for Miami. Jimmy Buckets was nowhere to be found.
His name is Jimmy Butler.
His name is Jimmy Buckets. He just forgot the buckets at home.
Yeah,
chicken buckets. I don't know. I mean, you have guys like Max Strus who couldn't shoot a 3. You and him, I think, made the same amount of 3s in the finals, and you were sitting at home.
Well, when I played basketball, there wasn't no 3s.
Okay, that's right. Back in the BC.
Yeah.
BC 10,000 BC.
Wasn't no 3s in high school.
I get that. I mean, I don't know. I think I could see Denver making a big run next year. I don't know if they're going to win it, but they're right there. You lose a guy like Bruce Brown, right? You got to draft some veteran guys. I don't know. We'll see. Miami, I mean, we all know, every basketball fan in the world knows that Dame Lillard is trying to put himself in South Beach. However, Portland wants more than what teams are asking for, or willing to give up. I mean, we'll see. I think Denver did what they were supposed to do. They beat up on they were the much better team. They took care of business. It reminded me a lot of the Knicks Spurs, where the Spurs were the way better team and the Knicks just tried to hang on for dear life.
Why did you put the Knicks
Because
involved?
I'm always going to put the Knicks in it. Whenever there's an 8 seed that reaches the finals, I'm always going to put the Knicks in it. Because the Knicks were the first to do it.
You talking about the strike, yeah?
Strike or no strike?
50-something games?
Oh, you're not going to count the bubble championship
No,
either?
I don't count that.
God.
The bubble championship?
Did the basketball bounce differently? Is
No,
the rim lower?
but you know what? That's open gym. Because there's no fans.
So it's open gym for all 30 teams?
Open gym, there's no
LeBron
pressure.
took care of
Why you think Donovan Mitchell and all them had the playoffs they had? Where that was at this year when you was playing in an arena where there's 20,000 people screaming against you?
Because playing
that
in
does
the Garden
matter.
is much different.
No, but that matters to certain guys. The crowd matters to certain
Some
people.
guys.
And another thing, the travel. There was no travel. You had to stay.
Yeah, but everybody had the same travel.
That's my point. That's exactly my point. So that wasn't no advantage. LeBron has 3 rings to me, 3.5. I would give that one a medallion. He can't even have a ring. That's a medallion.
Get the hate out of your heart. Get the hate out of your heart, man.
Keep talking about,
what has Bron ever done to you? He loves you too.
I love him too, but just stay
there
off.
We go. Now we got it on
stay
camera.
off. I love LeBron. He's a great. What he does for basketball is great. But anytime you call yourself the greatest, you're not the greatest.
Okay.
You know, your accolades come off what people think of you, not you. You know, that's a selfish thought. But
Okay.
for Denver, for people to, to win a championship, it's not just skills. It's luck. It's a luck and it's a blessing staying healthy. Now, they had a kind of easy road because
true.
People were hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now that,
That's not their fault, though. They took care of what
no,
was
they
in
did
front
what
of
they
them.
were supposed to.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say that they the clear cut for next year.
I'm not saying they're the clear cut. I think they're going to be in the running. I never said clear cut. I think they're going to be one of the top 5, 6 teams in the league.
Oh, you only take 8.
No, in the NBA today, they take 10 on each side.
But
With the play in and this and that. That's how Miami got in. So you got to take that seriously. All right, enough with this. Finals are over. Jason, what's the next segment we got?
All right, we're going to highlight a few trades that have been made in the offseason.
All right. So I think the first one we got to talk about is Bradley Beal because it's the biggest one. What do you feel about the Bradley Beal trade? Are the Suns a better team for trading away Chris Paul and adding a guy like Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And why is that, in your
Because
opinion?
Chris Paul wasn't actually, if you look at the Phoenix series, Booker was playing more of the point
Okay.
when Chris Paul was out. Chris Paul is an older guy, and you don't need a perennial point guard with the firepower of KD and Booker because they isolation players, and they demand double teams at times. So you don't need a real point guard. So, it makes them better, but what they gave,
They gave up a lot.
a lot.
Gave up a lot.
Gave a lot. And now you got to fill that roster. 3 guys they demand so much of that payroll. You got 4 guys, excuse me. The little 7-footer. I call him the little giant.
Draymond?
What's his name? Ayton?
Oh, DeAndre Ayton. Yeah.
I call him little giant. Plays like I've never seen a guy lay the ball up so much, man.
They have the stars. They have the big 3, but they made some decent bench signings. They got the guy Watanabe, who's not. Listen, he's no star. The guy from the Nets, 3-point shooter, the Asian guy. He's solid bench guy. I'm just saying, I don't see the Suns as a top 4
They
team.
don't need another guy that can score the basketball.
They need bench players, though,
They
too.
need they need utility
Well,
guys,
they're
right?
starting 5. I see no defensive players.
So why Nabi now? He's just there to practice.
Okay.
He's not ever playing.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So then we'll go.
They're paying him in yen, too.
Oh, my God. Oh, jeez. So Chris Paul gets recycled. He goes
That's a
from
good thing for a recycle.
he goes from Washington, where he was probably going to get bought out, to then go all the way to Golden State and gets Jordan Poole sent over to DC. What are your thoughts on that trade? Who wins that trade?
I don't even know what Golden State. From what I hear, they had to get rid of Jordan Poole. He was a problem.
Yeah.
I don't see what Chris Paul is going to bring to Golden State.
A facilitator. That's what I think.
But
I just think he's going to be the facilitator they need.
They play, but he plays at a very methodical point guard pace. He's high screen, set screens. He's a great distributor. But Draymond Green is actually the guy that distributes the ball in their offense. Mm-hmm. It's a motion offense.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to work.
I think he's going to be able to set guys like Steph and Clay up for good open threes.
How?
I think so.
How?
Off the pick and roll kick out.
What
Why
pick?
not? What pick? Draymond Green.
So what Chris Paul going to do? Because
Draymond's
Draymond's
roll off of it and kick it out.
Draymond is the
He's
one
got the
that,
2 best shooters in the league on
but
his team.
Draymond's the one that brings the ball up court.
He's not going to do that with Chris Paul, though.
Oh, so then what's going to happen with Draymond?
Draymond's going to be the high pick guy. He's going to probably start at the top of the key.
So nobody's going to fall off of Draymond. No one's going to fall off of Draymond.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it could work. I don't think it makes them a championship contender by any means, but I think they got better by getting a guy like Chris Paul. I think Jordan Poole is similar to. I'm not saying he's like them, but he's similar to a Curry and a Clay, where he just looks to shoot.
He didn't mean that.
Yes, I did. Oh, yes, I
That's
did.
a disrespect.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all.
Okay.
All right, cool. Next trade we'll talk about is the biggest softie in the NBA's history, Kristaps Porzingis, going to Boston, where he's not going to live up to the hype, in a 3-team deal that sent the best player in that deal to Memphis to help mentor Ja Morant, and that's Marcus Smart. So let's talk about it. Did Boston get better by getting this big, soft Latvian lard of crap, or should they have kept Marcus Smart?
Boston got better.
Boston got better, okay.
Boston got better. And I don't know how you think Marcus Smart is going to mentor Ja Morant. I don't get that. But that's what...
He's a tough-nosed guy that's going to bring a lot of veteran leadership to that locker room.
Okay.
That's not what the media said. That's just obvious.
He's
looking
good.
At that young locker room. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's good for that. I mean, actually, them losing Dillon Brooks, Marcus Smart is a
better
2-3 tier layer. Yeah, he's 2-3 tier layer better than Dillon Brooks. But as far as Ja Morant, he ain't there for Ja Morant. He ain't there to hold Ja Morant accountable or whatever. I mean, Marcus Smart. The problem is, right? This is the problem. They give him Desmond Bain $207 million.
Yeah.
All right. They give these guys. This is the problem with the league. You give these young men all this money. You can't tell them anything. Marcus Smart is the old school grinded guy.
Yeah.
You know, it might be a frustrating situation for him to go there and see how these guys are. You know what I mean?
It might be.
Because,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, because they got the money already. And there's no disrespect to Ja Morant. You are who you are. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
But don't you want to stick around the league for as long as possible to keep collecting those checks?
What you mean?
Like these guys that signed that, like Desmond Bain or Ja Morant or any of these guys that signed that one big contract. Don't you want to be able to
you
be a professional and stay for that second?
See, that's a person on the outside looking in.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? You think an autistic...
But you too, as a basketball player, if you had the opportunity to help advance your family and give yourself generational wealth 2 times in a 5-year span, you wouldn't want to do that. You wouldn't say, hey, let me think about what I'm doing off the court. And I'm not trying to knock Ja off the court, but there comes a point in your life as a man where you got to realize, like, hey, am I doing the right things to set myself up for success? Whereas right now, from what we've seen, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
We want him to. We want to see this guy succeed because he's so electric. He's got a lot of talent. He's a great ball player. He just makes some very questionable decisions that affect his playing time. Okay. You know? And that's going to affect his next contract if he keeps this up.
But right, this is bigger than the sport. This is this kid's household. And I'm not, No,
of course.
I'm an African American. I grew up in the South Bronx. The difference of these times and the kids now, we were raised by communities, and that's real. Like, I don't know anybody that was 15 years old that had a gun. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So these kids, my father worked, and if you didn't have a mother and a father, you had other people in the community, even the drug addicts in my neighborhood. They made sure that the kids did what they had to do. This environment now, these kids feel entitled. So when you give somebody something and they don't have to work for it, they don't know how to appreciate it. It's not his fault. And we could look at him and say he's crazy, whatever, but that's just what it is. And Marcus Smart he can't change Ja Morant,
But you think he could be like a big brother to him, like, hey, man.
And his father's still alive. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It's bigger than that,
I got you.
It's bigger than that, so.
We got off topic a little bit because of Ja, but Porzingis makes them worse.
No,
You're
he
wrong.
doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Last trade, you've been calling it. I'm going to give you your props.
What's that?
Obi Toppin.
Oh, yeah, I told you that.
Listen, I'm happy for him. I'm sad to see him go. I'm happy because he's going to get to flourish. He's going to get to play. He's going to do his thing, and he's going to ball.
And yes.
The one thing that kills me is they're saying, the Knicks got back trade assets. They got 2 second-round picks. And the way the Pacers are lining up, they're probably going to be a 10 to a 6 seed, a 6 to a 10 seed. What are the Knicks going to get in the second round?
You think the Pacers is going to be a 10 to a 6 seed?
Yeah, I think they're solid enough to make the playoffs.
Man, they're going to be. Yeah, they're going to make. They ain't no
Okay.
6 seed.
Okay.
Watch them boys, man.
Okay.
Watch them
You're going to go
boys.
from not making the playoffs to just jump up the gun.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Chemistry is real.
Okay, I hope you're right.
And they got a
young
very good
team.
coach. Well, young.
They're young.
Okay.
They're gonna take their lumps, but listen, as an Obi
What
Toppin
lumps
fan,
they going to take, Ray? Who in the East going to beat them like that?
the Knicks,
Don't do that.
the Milwaukee Bucks.
You mean Villanova Knicks?
The Villanova Knicks. That's right. The New York Wildcats.
Okay.
You've got Boston, who's better than them, even with that Latvian bum. You've got who else? Milwaukee.
What are you going off
You
of
got
last
Miami.
year?
You're going off of the roster that's in place.
You're going off a roster. You have never seen anyone play.
Okay.
Come on, Ray. They got
You
Bruce
think-
Brown.
You think Obi Toppin's going to come in and beat up on the other top
I
fours in
think
the league?
Obi Toppin is going to come in playing in the fast-paced offense with that kid Halliburton. They got Buddy Hield shooters. You got Bruce Brown, a utility guy. Miles Turner
$20
block
million a
shots.
year
We ain't talking about money. We ain't
Okay.
talking about play. The way they play is a great compliment to the way he
We
plays.
shall see.
Watch.
We shall see.
Watch.
Okay. I think the Knicks.
The Knicks are going to be
I think
10.
the Knicks
Knicks are going to be from 6 to 10.
We'll see.
The Knicks going to be
We
from
will
6
see.
to 10.
We will see.
They got 7 left-handed players on their team.
Left-handed basketball players are the best. Leave me alone.
Not true.
All right, Jason. What's the next segment we have?
All right, we're going to take a look at a couple of free agent signings.
Okay. First group I want to talk about is Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee made 3 key signings that help keep them as one of the top teams, and they're all re-signings of Middleton, Brook Lopez, Jay Crowder. Let me hear your thoughts.
They re-signed Jay Crowder.
They re-signed Jay Crowder to a vet minimum.
That wasn't big.
They're all guys that help make them better.
With Jay Crowder, he didn't play the whole
spreads
season.
the floor. He's a solid
Crowder's-
defender.
Yeah, he's good. But the thing was, they have guys that want to be there. See, Middleton opted out of his contract, so he could take, because once you opt out of the contract, they could re-sign him,
Yeah.
because he actually he would have got $40 million this year, but with opting out, what he got 103 for 3 years. So he took a little less, but it's not about that. It's about the culture of winning with that team. Brook Lopez was a big part. Everything else, everybody else is under contract.
Yeah.
So the reason why they lost, they weren't healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not wrong.
They really wasn't healthy. So they knew them guys was coming back.
You think if Giannis was healthy, they would have beat Miami? Absolutely.
Yes,
Right? Yeah.
yes,
Exactly.
definitely. And then Middleton was, back. Middleton, this is big now.
If Milwaukee can stay healthy, I think they're my pick to come out of the East as an early favorite.
Oh yeah, no question. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think they're good. Milwaukee got better or stayed.
I hate
as a
to
top
see
team.
them lose. What you call it, Joel Carter.
Yeah, they had to lose somebody.
Yeah, you had to lose. You couldn't pay him and
Yeah.
pay Brook Lopez.
Yeah, that's true.
Let him get his money. He played on them. They helped him get that contract
Yeah.
that he got. So
So
I'm
now,
happy for him.
now we'll change it. We'll talk about the best team in the NBA, the Knicks. We did lose Obi Toppin, but then you gain a guy in Ryan Arcidiacono, or not, excuse me, not Arcidiacono, Dante DiVincenzo, who is a 5-year, what is it, $50 million?
4
Something
years,
like that.
4 years.
4 years, $50 million, so $12 million a year. I think it was a solid pickup. It's another high energy guy off the bench that it's a 3-and-D type guy. Chemistry with Jalen Brunson. Yeah, listen, you were a Knick fan too, so stop it.
I never was after they
Okay.
cut. Look.
After. But I'm telling you, those New York Wildcats are going to turn some heads next year. And a guy like Dante DiVincenzo is a great addition. The only thing that worries me about my Knicks is the loss of Obi Toppin, and now we need to find a stretch 4.
You have one.
A backup stretch 4.
You gonna have 2 guys playing the same way.
What do you mean? We have Randall. You need a guy that
This
takes
was the
minutes.
Knicks. Let me tell you about the Knicks fans. God, the Knicks fans, y'all don't have an identity. Now you're talking about Vincenzo. This time last year, we were talking about Darry was going to be an all-star.
We'll see.
Why no one's talking about Julius Randle?
Why should they?
Why?
What Knick fans like Julius Randle?
Oh, so Knicks fans only like you when you perform, right?
That's how it should be. Welcome to New York.
That's true. So
What have you done for me lately? That's how every pro sports team is treated.
Well, let's say this. The Knicks do not have an identity.
Of course they don't, but that's because I think Tom Thibodeau has to go. I think there are better options out there. You don't think Mike Budenholzer is a better coach?
No.
Okay. You don't think Nick Nurse is a better coach than Tom Thibodeau?
No.
Okay.
Thibodeau's a good coach. I mean, you coach what you got.
He has way too much faith in Julius Randle. He doesn't bench Julius Randle when Julius Randle plays like crap on defense like every other guy.
I think they just don't have an offensive. They need an offensive coach.
They do, but he doesn't want to bring one on the staff. That's the biggest problem.
What are you going to do? All right, forget the Knicks is going to be.
Listen.
Knicks is going to be in a play-in.
Here's a hint to our caller later. We're going to talk about this team, the Houston Rockets. They made some pickups. I like their draft way better than I like their free agent pickups. You seem to disagree. Dylan Brooks, solid signing. Does he start? I don't think so on that team. You think Dylan Brooks starts on that team with those young guys?
Hold up.
You were just bashing him the last episode. Now he's going to be a starter on this team with all these young and upcoming stars they just drafted and brought in.
Dylan Brooks is a starter in the NBA.
Okay.
He's a guy that plays defense.
Okay.
You have to have that on it. Yes, he makes his makeup talking junk with the kid plays defense, though.
Okay.
Of course he's going to start over one of them young. They traded KJ Martin.
Yeah, to the Clippers, was it? It was the Clippers.
Yeah, I think it's the Clippers. Oh, yeah, he's going to start. And Fred VanVleet is exactly what Houston needed.
Okay. Before you say anything else, those of you that watch, please comment below or comment anywhere you can. Do you think Fred VanVleet is worth $43 million a year?
Okay,
That is a crazy amount of money for a one-time All-Star.
Why, Ray?
Because it's the same talk you gave me when the Knicks paid Jalen Brunson $104 million for a guy who never made the All-Star game.
Because I don't even talk.
Everyone was bashing.
Not me, because I've never even told. First of all, I didn't know Jalen Brunson was as good as he showed. But I don't care about All-Stars, and I don't even look at that. I played the game. It's an eye test.
VanVleet wouldn't be a champion without Kawhi Leonard. Let's be honest.
Okay.
He'd be a run-of-the-mill.
Michael Jordan wouldn't be a champ without Scottie Pippen. Everybody needs somebody.
I think Michael would have won without Scottie.
No, he wouldn't. Okay. No way. No way. Everyone needs someone. That's not the point. What this young team needs, they need a guy that's solid, that's proven, a guy that was an underdog. This man was undrafted.
Yeah, from Wichita.
Now, would he get his money? That ain't on him. That's Houston's thing.
Yeah.
But what he brings to the team, the intangibles he brings, oh, yes, they need him. Who else were they going to get? Another young guy? Fred VanVleet, you don't hear anything bad about this guy.
Of course
He's a family man.
He's got a great character.
Yes.
He's a great character guy.
And he could play. He could play.
I think it's just a
talking
very
about the
big
money.
price.
You're talking about the money. You're not the owner. We're not talking.
I get that. I'm not the owner.
We're talking about basketball. We're talking about basketball. Forget how much they paid. He's going to help that team. He got championship pedigree. That's what you need from a young team.
Okay.
There's nobody on the Knicks that got a championship. Not in high school, college. Oh, yeah, college. That's
college.
True.
You got three.
That's true. You got three
champions.
That's why they keep getting them.
Okay. We're going to bring
They're going to try to bring Jay Wright out of retirement.
I would take Jay Wright over Tom Thibodeau. You kidding me?
Jay Wright don't want nothing to do with the
I don't blame him either for that, though. All right. Last signing I want to talk about. Former Knick legend, somewhat of a Bulls legend, Derrick Rose. Going to Memphis. Going back to Memphis where he played his college ball. Another veteran guard on that roster. Thoughts on Derrick Rose going to Memphis? Do you see him playing? Do you see him being more of a mentor guy like he was on the Knicks? What do you see? Nothing?
He's not playing.
Okay.
I mean, he played a little. Derrick Rose is how old? I don't even know how old Derrick Rose is.
I don't know. I think he's like 33, 34.
Okay. Derrick Rose had his time, and he's not a Knick legend. He's a Chicago.
I was messing with you.
He's a Chicago legend.
I want the steam to come out of your ears.
God bless that he's still in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have been one of the great ones if he didn't have those. Hurt. Exactly. So, what he brings to Memphis, yeah, they need that. That's why they got him and Marcus Smart. You have to start holding these guys accountable. Yep. But it doesn't matter if they don't want to be.
That's true.
You can't tell a guy that these guys make more than them. They look at them like they stupid. Like, man, please. And that's how the league is now. And it's sad. That's why having a guy like Fred VanVleet at a young age, because none of those kids from Houston got their money yet. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he's an integral part of that. You can't tell Baines nothing now. He's a story too. He wasn't drafted.
Yeah, Michigan State guy.
What could you tell him? They only gonna buy in if they want to be champions.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with the league. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Cool. Jason, what's the next topic we have?
All right, so what we're going to do for the show is we're going to have a one-on-one tournament. So today you guys are going to select 16 players, and then in future episodes, you guys are going to discuss which player wins out of the matchup. It's going to be a 16-seed tournament style. So, fellas, for this segment, we are going to select the 16 players you think.
Is it
should
one-on-one?
be
It's a draft, so it's a 1v1. So
Kyrie.
You go first. You got Kyrie?
Yes.
All right. With the first pick in the 2023 Ray and Darry draft, Team Darry selects Kyrie Irving. That's nice. I'm already going to beat you. I'll go Giannis.
Jokic.
That was a good one. I'm going to go LeBron James.
DeMar DeRozan.
I'm going to go Kawhi Leonard.
Is there a mercy?
Yeah,
law
you're about to get mercy. You're going to pick DeMar DeRozan fifth? He might do well, but at 5, I don't know.
You're talking about one-on-one. Okay.
One-on-one.
One-on-one. Steph. I got Steph.
Oh, good one. I'm going to go Jason Tatum.
Kevin Durant.
Oh, good one.
The Knicks.
Chill out. Those picks will come. Oh, I'm stumped right now. Let me think. I'll go Devin Booker.
Damian Lillard.
Oh, okay. Good one. Future teammate with Jason Tatum. I'll go Joel Embiid. We're going to miss someone. I have a bad feeling we're going to miss somebody good.
Wembanyama. Whatever his name is.
Ew.
Wembanyama. This is
Already?
one-on-one. This is one-on-one.
So then should I pick Kenny Lofton to mess him up? No, I'm kidding. I'm not picking Kenny
You
Lofton.
should pick the Knicks. Somebody from the Knicks. Walt Frazier, somebody.
It's current players, Darry. This ain't from when you were 50 years old
okay.
watching the Knicks in the 70s.
You could take 3 guys in one for the Knicks.
Nah, I wouldn't do that to you. Then we'd really beat you. Give me Jalen Brunson. Screw it. Give me Jalen Brunson.
John Morant.
Good pick. Give me Paul George to round out that draft. Not bad.
That's all of them?
You could also comment, too, if you think we missed someone that you think would be a better one-on-one candidate. But, Darry, you did all right, except for Wembanyama so early.
Okay. One-on-one, 7'5". Okay.
Yeah, 110 pounds soaking wet.
One-on-one.
You picked DeMar DeRozan fifth. Like, that's okay. It's a nice pick. He's going to drop a couple points, but...
So, how's it going? They're going to play against each other?
I think the guys are going to set up a bracket.
DeMar DeRozan is one of the most outstanding one-on-one players. You got to
But let's just say he goes up against Kawhi Leonard. You think he's beating Kawhi?
Yes, he will.
Hell no. Kawhi, they traded him away for Kawhi. They said, please get the hell out of Toronto.
No, that is not true. That is not true. That is not. He wanted out of there because of, why you think Kawhi only stayed there 1 year? It's a 50% luxury tax.
If he was that good, they wouldn't have traded him. They would have won with him.
No, he wanted to get out of there.
But if he was good enough, he would have won it the year before with that same roster.
That was a straight up trade with Kawhi being in his prime.
No, San Antonio got a lot more than just DeRozan.
What they got? Danny Green.
No, we'll look that up.
Danny Green came with what you call
and
it?
Draft picks.
DeMar DeRozan.
Kawhi Leonard was like a top 3 player in the league at that point.
There
There's
you go.
no way
Says who? Stephen A?
There's no.
Say
he's
who?
the best two-way player in
Says
the league.
who?
He's the best two-way player.
So
at that point, there was no player that was better offensively and defensively than him.
That wasn't an even trade?
No, it wasn't. Look it up. Because DeRozan is not half as good of a defender as Leonard is. There's no way.
He's a better offensive player.
But he's still not that much better.
He's what?
Look, you took it. DeRozan's here offensively. Leonard's probably here.
That's a
and then
big. That's a
defensively,
floor.
It's like
You live
this.
on the third floor. I live on the second floor. My view is better than yours.
But guess what? When we talk defensively, who has the penthouse suite?
No,
Kawhi Leonard, not DeMar DeRozan.
You said defense? You said
defense.
Don't come over here. You said
defense.
You said
defense.
You said,
offense.
How you win basketball games?
But
You said offense.
No. We're talking one-on-one. One-on-one, you have to play defense.
I would take DeRozan over Kawhi.
You are bugging.
Okay.
Who would you take?
On a one-on-one game.
DeRozan
and a one-on-one
or
game.
Kawhi?
We're doing a one-on-one tournament.
Yes.
DeRozan is a better one-on-one player than Kawhi Leonard.
No, he's not.
You gotta.
No, he is not.
Let me say this. Who wins? See, Barry. Let me say something.
Okay, go ahead, Steven. I mean, Darry. Sorry.
In the city, that's what you did. You play one-on-one. Nobody won one-on-one basketball games because they were great defenders.
Wait. But defense is everything.
I said one-on-one.
One-on-one, you have to play better defense.
You don't win games one-on-one. When you play one-on-one, you don't win because you're a better defensive player than that's an offensive matchup.
Okay.
That's when you have this and all of that. I got my name from that, man.
Okay. Listen, I'll let you think what you want.
All right.
But we gotta get Darry some of those loopy pills. I think he's starting to lose it.
All right. I've never seen a person just stop somebody one-on-one on defense.
Okay. We'll see. We'll let the voters choose. We'll see.
I'm killing you on that.
You
man.
wish.
I
got a dream team. I got the
you do
closest
have a
thing to
dream.
the 92 dream
You
team.
do have a dream team. They definitely sleeping.
Oh, okay.
This is a childhood friend of mine, Ed Pinckney. Went to junior high school together. Known this man since I was 12 years old. Watched his maturation throughout ball. Thank you for calling in, sir. Appreciate it. And I'll give it to you, Ray.
Awesome. Ed, we just have a couple of questions for you, and we'll be on our way. The first question I have for you is, what does basketball mean to you?
I don't know. I mean, it's a sport I played and enjoyed and was able to develop a lot of friendships through. I mean, Darry and I know each other through basketball. We obviously went to school together and have a lot of mutual friends. No, I mean, it's been a very important part of my life, and I enjoy the sport. But it's done a lot for me. It really has. I mean, so I guess the answer to your question is, if I had to give a definition of what basketball means to me, it just means great friendships that I've developed over the course of my time playing and coaching and assisting in the game.
Awesome. That was a great answer. Thank you for sharing that. The second question I have is, Darry's mentioned many times that you guys grew up together, and you said it too, in New York City. How did growing up in New York City and playing that style of basketball prepare you for your time at Villanova as well as in the NBA?
Well, I mean, it gave me exposure to basketball in other areas of the country. Sure, Darry has talked about some of the summer league teams that we played on together. And, with that, you get the opportunity to travel all over the country. I mean, and you see players that are equal to your talent and or better. So it's being involved in the youth leagues and teams that we played on, it gave me the opportunity to see what I needed to work on to become a better basketball player. In preparation for Villanova, I don't know if there's anything that could prepare you to play in the Big East, but just playing on the streets of the Bronx and Manhattan and Brooklyn and Queens, I mean, it gave me like a sense of toughness that I knew I had to go out each and every time to play with, because going to Villanova, you play against the absolute best. So I mean, it definitely prepared me for that.
Okay, great. The third question I have for you is, you had something happen to you that billions and billions of young men dream of, and that your name was called 10th in the 1985 draft. Do you remember that day, and what was it like for you hearing your name called?
It was great. Everyone dreams of having that moment in time, and I got an opportunity to be a part of that with my family, and my mother and my father were at my draft, all my sisters, and it was great. I mean, it was a culmination of a lot of things. That same year I won, along with my teammates at Villanova, the national championship of college basketball.
And you were the MVP.
So if you couple all those things together, it added up to just an amazing year. I mean, you couldn't ask for more in that 1 year. To be able to share, the national championship with coaches that you were with during your college career and teammates. And, it's something that we all share with our kids now. Villanova's gone on to bigger things. I mean, they've won 2 national championships since I've been there, but there's a relationship between the players now that have played. In fact, just this past year, in working in the scouting department with the Houston Rockets, we drafted Cam Whitmore, who is the 20th pick in this year's NBA draft, and he went to Villanova. And I was fortunate enough to meet him well before he played a game at Villanova. So, it's been a lot of fun to be associated with that university and, all that it's given me. That's part of my basketball journey that's been fantastic as well, too.
Okay, great. To add more to your name, you've done such things as playing, but can you tell us how it was transitioning from playing to coaching to broadcasting for the Miami Heat to now being in a front office position with Houston? How has that transition gone for you?
You have mentors when you get into college and into the NBA. I'm lucky enough to have one, a mentor. Well, actually, it's 2. One just happens to be the Knicks head coach, and Tom Thibodeau. He was my assistant coach when I played for the 76ers back in the early 90s. And the head coach at that time, who is currently here in Houston, was John Lucas. John Lucas was the head coach and general manager of the 76ers during that time in the mid-90s. So they helped me in transitioning from playing to broadcasting to coaching and to working in the front office. The first opportunity I got to work in the front office was in Miami, and Pat Riley provided that opportunity. But those 2 guys I mentioned before would always talk to me about post-career moves and how you have to position yourself to get ready to continue to work in the NBA. I mean, I give those 3 men, in fact, a lot of credit because, they gave me great opportunities to work in front offices and learn a ton and, continue on. And, I mean, no one really is able to, get ahead in the NBA unless they have great mentoring. And I did have that, in the later years of my career.
This second to last question, this is going to tie into that front office part. You guys got a very good player in Cam Whitmore, but you also got a really good player in Eamon Thompson. What did you guys see about him, and what made it the clear-cut pick at 4 for you guys?
his ability to see the floor, play with elite athleticism. He's got a great IQ. He can play. He's a multi-positional player in that he can play 1, 2, 3 on both sides of the ball. I think, some of the things that we were looking at in the draft was for a player with elite athleticism. He's probably the best, and he hasn't played an NBA game. He's probably one in the top, I would say, 5% of athletes in the NBA. And then when you couple that with the ability to make decisions with the ball, it was something that was really attractive for us. It's very rare that you have in a room full of people trying to make decisions on draft picks, a unanimous decision. There's always someone who likes someone else. And I would say both our draft picks, both Cam Whitmore and Eamon Thompson, we kind of had unanimous feelings on both players. And we didn't know if we would be able to get both. But, I know many people look at Cam Whitmore's draft status and what happened to him during the draft as a negative. But, we're very happy with the two players that we got.
You guys are definitely building something special in Houston. It's on notice. The last question I have for you, Ed, is it's just a question for the kids out there that are listening. What's the best advice you have for young players that aspire to be like you?
I just think just make a lot of friends and try to learn as much as you can. And it doesn't have to be in basketball. It can be really in anything that you do in life. You want to be able to work with people that you enjoy working with. So that's why I say try to make as many friends as possible. And then secondly, find something that you really enjoy that you can do for a long time. I mean, I've been involved in basketball for 40 years. So, it's something I really enjoy. So, I think, if you can find something early enough in your life that you love, just continue to do that, do it to the best of your ability and try to make some and develop some really good friends in that, whatever that medium is.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I have just a few things to say. I'm not asking you a question, Ed. Ed is one of the most sincere guys that I've known. I mean, I watched this guy, I think he might have been 6'3", 6'4". We have a mutual friend, Stretch. They play high school ball together. They won the whole state championship. And they told me, because I didn't live near them, but I'm just giving a brief story. Come play ball, in Monroe Houses. That's where they grew up. So I go there. It was like, wait till you see Ed. Now, Ed was good. We 6th, 7th, 8th grade. We graduated. I go there. I walk right past Ed. I never told you this story either, Ed. I walked right past him. He's sitting down. We getting ready to play ball in Monroe House. They had a basketball court right in the middle of the project. So I walked right by him. So we getting ready to play. He gets on the court. He's 6'9". He was 6'3", 6'4" in June. And he grew those inches over the summer. But he already had the game. Like, his game hasn't changed. He just got stronger. But I watched Ed play at 12. And that's why they call him Easy Ed, because that's the way he played, And he's just one of the nicest guys, man. And the last thing I'm going to say is that we went to go see Luther Vandross's first concert at Radio City Music Hall, right? The month after Ed got drafted. You remember that, Ed?
All right. So possibly the best picture I have of myself in high school is at that Luther Vandross concert, because we're all dressed to the nines, right? And nobody ever dressed up. We were always on the court.
That's right.
All getting all dirty and stuff. But for that, we got dressed up.
Yes.
man, I must wait because my kids laugh at the picture. 'Cause in the picture, I weighed probably, I don't know, like 165 pounds.
Yes.
And I've put on weight over the years and stuff. And my kids always like, man, you were so skinny back in the day. And I'm like, just wait. You'll have your time too.
That's right. That's
so yes. So yes, I do remember the concert and going out and hanging with you and Stretch at Radio City Music Hall, and I mean it was an awesome night.
Yeah, we all celebrated, man. You know, he did something amazing, man. So he's proud. I'm still proud of him, and I'm glad to.
Who took the picture?
Who took the picture? So me and you took a picture by ourselves, and then I went to the bathroom. And y'all took that picture.
That's why it was a good
picture.
That's
why I'm not in it. Yeah. Yes, I'm not in it.
Because I'm like, who had a camera? I mean, the picture's a great picture.
We paid. Remember the people? They had a guy. You paid for the picture. It was a guy that took the pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what.
I was wondering.
Yeah. So that's what it is. But I'm glad. I'm blessed, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Really
I know
appreciate
you're busy,
it,
man. I know you're busy, and we'll talk. I know you're working and you're busy, so I appreciate you taking your time out to do this for.
And best of luck for the next season. Hope you guys bring it home.
All right, man. All right, you guys take care.
And that was Ed Pinckney,
Bronx, New York.
March Madness MVP, top 10 pick,
1985 MVP of the biggest upset they have in college basketball, Villanova beating Georgetown. That year, 1985, it was 3 teams out of the 4 that was in the Big East.
That's when the Big East was
Georgetown, Villanova,
powerhouse.
St. John's, and I don't know the 4th team, but yes. And Ed outplayed Pat Ewing. Yes.
Ed, you're the man. Thank you for your time. Yeah, you want to do that?
All right, yeah, so let's do the closeout.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of The Court is in Session. This is Ray.
This is Darry Disco.
We'll see you again soon.